Making its way through the General Assembly, the state Senate gave initial approval to the roughly $24 billion spending plan yesterday, which was proposed in a way to not allow amendments. That didn't stop Democrats such as Wake County Senator Jay Shadry from registering his complaints on the floor.
Yes, this budget does include a 6.5% pay raise on average, but that's not enough.
Fissures in Hawaii continue, leaving trails of destruction on parts of the island as KGMB TV reporter Malika Lincoln reports more residents have been given the order to evacuate. She reports from the Hawaiian Islands.
Hawaii County Civil Defense Agency officials tell us they are committed to trying to provide as much of an opportunity for residents to re-enter the evacuation zone as possible. But just like the situation in Leilani Estates, they want everyone out by 6 p.m. each night.
One person is dead after a wreck on Interstate 85 in Granville County last night. The wreck happened in the southbound lanes near mile marker 202 south of Oxford. The interstate was briefly closed following the fatal wreck. You're listening to NCN News.
Who is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association?
We're dedicated educators, coaches, and mentors.
We are over 200,000 student athletes.
We are 413 member high schools from small towns and big cities, anywhere from Murphy to Manteo.
We're your neighbors and friends that put on the striped shirts and officiate the games you love every week.
We are making a difference in building leaders of communities and this nation for the next generation.
Who are we? We are high school. We are the NCHSAA.
Can you remember the last time you had a great night's sleep? How you felt the next morning? More energized, more alive. Feel the difference of deeper sleep daily with the new Tomorrow mattress. Designed by the world's leading sleep experts at Serta Simmons Bedding and delivered right to your door. Visit tomorrowsleep.com and use promo code SAVE for $125 off through this Friday only. Transform your tomorrow.
Legislation allowing 4 communities close to North Carolina's largest city to apply for and operate their own charter schools has cleared a General Assembly hurdle. A closely divided Senate Education Committee voted Wednesday to recommend the measure, which would apply only to the Charlotte area towns of Matthews, Mint Hill, Huntersville, and Cornelius. Who says people don't want to see a Broadway show?
3 years out, and it's still helping to set records.
1776.
Soaring ticket prices and demand for Hamilton and Springsteen have helped Broadway set a new sales record. The Broadway League says 13.8 million people paid a total of $1.7 billion for tickets to all of the shows that played over the past year. The rapping founding father led the way with prices topping $800 per seat. People paid more than $600 to see The Boss on Broadway. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Duke University head men's basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski said Wednesday that he and his wife, Mickey, will donate $3 million to the Emily Krzyzewski Center, a nonprofit that serves as a college access hub in Durham. Krzyzewski's donation is part of a larger 3-year, $15 million fundraising campaign.
All the volunteers from the colleges, the retired community, it literally has been a game changer for our community.
One of the most famous names in cameras is officially out of the business of making and selling film cameras. Reporter Lucy Kraft is in Tokyo.
Canon, founded as a camera company in 1937, has stopped selling the single-lens reflex EOS 1V, its last remaining film camera. The high-end SLR was once coveted by professional photographers, but in recent years, film camera sales have plunged, falling to just 1% of their peak back in 1990. Lucy Kraft, CBS News, Tokyo.
Mike Ray.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Delia Albinger. The possibility of restarting the summit between President Trump and North Korea's leader on the table at talks today. ABC's Janae Ullman.
High-level talks are continuing between U.S. and North Korean officials on a mission to iron out details of the summit previously called off by President Trump, citing the North's, quote, tremendous anger and open hostility. Former U.S.-North Korea negotiator Bo Richardson.
Their insults to the vice president, their threats, their statesmen by the foreign ministries decrying during the negotiations. That's typical North Korean behavior.
The president heads to Texas this morning after the deadly school shooting over a week ago.
President Trump first travels to Houston to meet with families affected by the Santa Fe High School shooting that left 10 people dead earlier this month. He'll headline a fundraising luncheon while he's in the Bayou City before coming here to Dallas. VIP tickets for dinner are $50,000 and do include a photo with the president.
ABC's Jim Ryan. A teenage reporter, Benji Shukran, asking Press Secretary Sarah Sanders about making schools safer.
What I wanted to hear was the White House's plan for resolving this problem so that me and everyone else who is watching this press briefing can know exactly how the White House was going to fix this problem.
More store closings for Sears. The company announcing today it'll shutter at least 72 additional locations after losing more than $400 million in the first quarter. The hunt is on in Tennessee for a cop killer. Jason Locke with the state's Bureau of Investigation.
If you do see this man, do not approach. Do not do anything. Please call authorities immediately.
The suspect, Stephen Wiggins, accused of killing a sheriff's deputy early yesterday morning. Trade negotiators for the U.S. and Europe are meeting today, hours before new tariffs on imports of steel and aluminum are set to take effect. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes? The IRS has special programs in place that can eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to ATA, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call ATA to see if you qualify. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055. 800-805-1055.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
There are new questions about a memo written by the former head of the FBI.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller is said to have a copy of a confidential memo that former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe wrote in the days following Comey's firing last year. The New York Times was first to report on the document that details a discussion McCabe had with Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. A source tells ABC News Rosenstein told McCabe the president wanted a memo he'd written criticizing Comey to include a reference to Russia, but that Rosenstein did not include the Russia mention. The Times suggests the president may have wanted to make clear he was not the target of the Russia probe. Sharon Reed, ABC News.
Officials in Hawaii ordering more evacuations as the lava flow from Kilauea speeds up. ABC's Whit Johnson.
This explosive lava fountain bursting above fissure number 8 shows no signs of slowing 4 weeks into this volcano emergency. This as new evacuation orders are now in place, emergency crews going door to door clearing more homes. More than 340 people are now living in emergency shelters, but there is some good news. Stronger trade winds are returning to the area, blowing some of this toxic air out of the hardest hit places.
And with the finale of the National Spelling Bee starting later today, Google Trends is out with a list of some of the most misspelled words in the country. They include beautiful, resume, and Connecticut. This is ABC News.
Confused by all the talk about a good night's sleep? There's a lot of new mattress companies, but they're all missing something. They're missing expertise. Introducing Tomorrow, the new mattress and sleep system from Serta Simmons Bedding. Tomorrow is great sleep, delivered right to your door. Learn to love your bed. Use promo code AWAKE at tomorrowsleep.com for $200 off when spending $500 or more at tomorrowsleep.com.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Well, with springtime here, head on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for the things you need. Things like grass seed and garden seed. 10-10-10 fertilizer and 17-17-17 fertilizer. Oakland Feed and Seed carries Kentucky 31 and Rebel Turf and 5-star blend grass seed. That'll look good, won't it? They'll weigh up garden seed by the ounce or by the pound. How much do you need? They'll weigh up grass seed by the pound. Whatever your needs are, Scott and his team at Oakland Feed and Seed will try their best to do it for you. Need strong weed killer? Get it by the quart, gallon, And this Killzall 2.5 gallons is only $49.99. Get rid of them quick. That fish box, 100 count, $19.99. Why don't you come check Oakland Feed and Seed out and check prices? All your animal health needs, from dog shots to wormers. And don't forget to pick up some fire ant control, too. They have what you need at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and locally run.
We are starting our Thursday morning off with a lot of cloud cover. Later this afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy. It's very warm. It's very humid. Feeling quite tropical still. The high in the mid to upper 80s with scattered showers and storms. Now, some of those will linger into the evening, then die down. It's partly to mostly cloudy overnight. The low in the upper 60s to about 70. And then tomorrow, it's a warmer day. Still very humid. Partly cloudy. The high in the upper 80s to low 90s. And our storms form later in the day and into the evening. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
We are under that continued flash flood watch in effect until tomorrow here in the foothills. Flash flood watch until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and flash advisory following that. The threat of those heavy rainfalls and flash flooding across the mountains and foothills, and Georgia, upstate Georgia, continues to run. We've had a lot of rain in the past 4 or 5 days, and that's causing a lot of the runoff, so they are still holding that flash flood watch in effect for us until tomorrow morning. Right now we have 69 degrees, getting up to 84 for a daytime high, with the heat index around 89. Light wind today only, and then 40% chance of rain tonight, and looks like a 50-50 chance of rain again tomorrow. Looks like today may be pretty good. If the rain comes, I'm anticipating maybe later this afternoon, like one of those afternoon showers coming through. We'll watch it for you. Be sure to stay tuned right here. Again, 69 degrees. 7 minutes after 7, I have these death announcements. Jennifer Laurie Williams, age 45, died Tuesday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The family will be conducting their own private memorial service. Mike Mahan's funeral home and cremation service is in charge of the arrangement for Jennifer Laurie Williams. Mr. Bobby Gene Harris, 79, of Forest City, died Sunday at Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. A memorial service will be conducted at 1 o'clock today at Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service is serving the family of Mr. Bobby Gene Harris. Ralph Edwin Ed Jones, age 63, of Gaffney, South Carolina, died Tuesday at Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. Memorial service will be held 5 o'clock Friday, June 1st at the Paget and King Chapel. The family will receive friends following the service. The Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Ralph Edwin Ed Jones. William Joseph Taylor, Jr., 83, of Rutherfordton, passed away May 10th at Rutherford Regional Hospital. A memorial service will be held at the North Carolina Veterans Cemetery in Black Mountain on Friday, June 22nd at 3:20 p.m. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of William Joseph Taylor, Jr. Those are the death announcements that we have in-house this morning. You can get the complete information on these and others as they become available to us today at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on the Most Information from the Foothills, WCAB. It was called to my attention earlier this morning that the VA Center up in Otay has a water main broke out this morning inside the building. So they're asking that if you have an appointment up there that you call ahead to make sure everything's okay. It's not weather related, they don't think, but it is inside the building. So they've had a water main break. So if you're planning to go to the VA up there today, just be sure to call them before you go to make sure everything's okay. And we'll keep you posted on all the weather as it pertains to us. Right now, it looks like Rutherford County has about 105 people still without power. That's mainly up in the Lake Lure, Chimney Rock area. McDowell County has 641 people without power, according to Duke Energy. We get to the caller and report right after Rush Limbaugh Morning Update.
The United States is number one again, numero uno. According to the World Competitiveness Center, America has retaken first place as the world's most competitive economy, beating 62 other countries. It's the first time our economy has been ranked number one since the Obama years. Under Obama, we were demoted to number 4. America's turnaround isn't only due to our renewed economic growth. Regaining the top rank also reflects the new atmosphere that is encouraging more scientific and technological innovations. The Chi-Coms, in case you're wondering, are now at number 13. The Democrats think they're at the top of the heap. Now, we lost our number one slot due to Obama policies, which reflected his belief that America's days of dominance were over. Obama told us we should accept this new normal of sluggish growth, a new decline. He said a lot of the jobs Americans used to do are never coming back. He was perfectly content to see America knocked off the number one perch. Well, what happened since Obama left? Taxes and regulations cut, for starters. Policies putting America first instead of blaming America and apologizing have been implemented. In short, what happened was Donald Trump. And the rest, as they say, is histoire.
Every business needs great people, and a better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter revolutionized hiring. Their technology finds great candidates for you. No wonder 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. Goodbye post and pray. Hello ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Spring. The birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, the lawnmower is not starting. Get Mechanic in a Bottle. Mechanic in a Bottle fixes poor or non-running engines by cleaning the fuel system. No more costly repairs. Just one bottle of Mechanic in a Bottle should do the job. Available at the Home Depot, Tractor Supply, and Walmart, or visit mechanicinaBottle.com. Trusted by engine and equipment manufacturers everywhere. Also look for Ethanol Shield Fuel Stabilizer, because treating your fuel all year prevents trouble in the spring.
WCAB has been serving the community with family-friendly radio programming for 50 years. Thank you, Rutherford County, for making WCAB your radio station of choice. Turn it up. WCAB 590 Rutherfordton.
The cure for the common NASCAR show is PRN's Garage Pass. Hi, I'm Mark Garrow. We'll take you where others won't.
Yeah, we led the most laps. We won 4 races, the most I've ever won in a season. So lots and lots of highlights.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the rules going in, so it's not like a complete shocker. You have to win at the end, and we won in the start and the middle of the season.
PRN's Garage Pass. It's 4 minutes that will keep you talking for hours.
Friends don't let friends tune to any other radio station. Good friends recommend AM 59. Shouldn't you be a good friend?
The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304.
Gregory's Original Restaurant in the Park Lane Plaza is the perfect dining choice of Rutherford County. Greg offers all your favorite dishes. Try their delicious subs, grinders, pasta, chicken, burgers, fresh garden salads, and the most delicious steaks served with mushroom gravy or peppers and onions. Be sure to call on Gregory's for all your catering needs at 287-2171. Check out the website for menus and event information, www.gregorysoriginal.com. Gregory's in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton.
Zwig Hunt was a minor character in the Old West, but his story is one that has been repeated many times over. Zwig was born in 1858 in Texas. He grew up to be an honest young man. According to one report, he was generous to a fault and brave. It was also said that he was a child of circumstances and a creature of excitement. At the age of 22, he came to Tombstone, Arizona, where he palled up with a ne'er-do-well by the name of Billy Grounds. With the excitement of Tombstone's low-life tugging at his shirt tails, he started hanging around the Clanton gang that comprised of the likes of Curly Bill Brocious and Johnny Ringo. After pulling a job or two with the Clantons, Zwig and his friend Billy Grounds decided they would do the same on their own. One evening in the early spring of 1882, the two men entered the Tombstone Mill and Mining Company with robbery on their minds.
In the ensuing excitement, they killed a man. A warrant was issued for their arrest. A posse was assembled, and the chase was on. In the shootout, Billy Grounds and a member of the posse were killed, and Zwig Hunt was shot in the lung. Zwig was taken to the Tombstone Hospital, where about 3 weeks later, his brother smuggled him out. This is where the story gets interesting. Supposedly, on May 31, 1882, while Zwig and his brother were hiding out, a band of Indians attacked them and killed Zwig. After chasing off the Indians, his brother supposedly buried Zwig in the Chiricahua Mountains. But the Zwig Hunt legend also says that he wasn't really killed. The prodigal son returned to Texas to live a full life. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Well, it looks good looking outside right now and seeing no rainfall. It looks pretty good. Cloudy skies even. It's going to be a pretty good day. We may get some showers later this afternoon, but right now, let's enjoy the moments. We go into the phones now. We get started with our call-around portion of our news. And on the phone with me right now is Sheriff Chris Francis to give us an update. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning. I like that weather report you just gave. I believe we're slowly but surely getting a little bit drier.
I think so, and I think folks are about ready for a little dry spell for a little bit of time.
I think it would be good for each and every one of us.
Yeah. Tell us what's on your report this morning.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 143 calls for service. There have been 11 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 183. Among those arrested, Timothy Philip Bryant, 37-year-old white male of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $1,000 secure bond. Aaron Blake Hudson, 31-year-old white male of Boston, was charged with larceny, received a $1,000 unsecured bond. Among the instances, we had a shoplifter at Dollar General, Oakland Road in Forest City. That is still under investigation. We also had a break-in and enter in Larsdale, Maryland Drive in Forest City, where a Minecraft Edition Xbox One with controller valued at $440 was taken. 6 Xbox One games valued at $60, a Kodak digital camera valued at $300, and an RCA 7-inch tablet valued at $50. And Jim, that's what we had to report today, sir.
All right, Sheriff. Do you know of any major road closings this morning? Is everything pretty wide open now?
I know that Union Road and Cox Road are getting better. I still would advise to use caution in that area. Also, a lot of the roads there in the Chimney Rock area, due to mudslides, are going to be down for a while. So just ask you, if you see a fireman or a DOT worker who's asking you not to go in a certain area, please respect that. We want to keep everybody safe. And listen to updates, even though it may be dry here, upriver, there may be more rain. So we just need to certainly be careful for the next few days and let these workers do their job. And again, certainly appreciate our linemen working for our phone companies and our power companies as well, because everyone's been hard at work trying to keep everybody safe and in good comfort.
Well said, Sheriff. I appreciate it, and you be safe out there today as well. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, bye. That's a sheriff's report from the sheriff himself. 18 minutes now past 7.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Here's Candy now with the 911 Communications Center report this morning. Candy, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing good.
Good. What's on your report?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 628 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 49 for EMS, 12 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office had 143, Forest City had 107, Rutherford had 30, Lakeshore had 6, and Spindle had 57. Our fire calls, Forest City responded to 2 motor vehicle accidents and an industrial fire alarm, Rutherford to an industrial fire alarm, SDO to a motor vehicle accident, and Shingle Hollow to a residential fire alarm. And that's all we had.
Candy, thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye. Well, that's the 911 report this morning. Well, it's we can rest on our minds real clear, real safely, if we know that when we get in an automobile always send our daughters or wives out with an automobile that is going to run safely. Tell you, it's really, really important to give a peace of mind knowing that it's under good care. Well, if you're not sure about it, call Jimmy Ellenberg at Ellenberg's Garage and let them give a good overall of the car before you head out on vacation. If they go into the beach for the trip or after they graduate, make sure the car's running good. Have it checked out. Air conditioners aren't working or the brakes checked. They can do all that up at Ellenberg, just a little ways up the road. They're at 110 Lowing Mill Road across from the old Gilkey School. Give them a call at 287-7996 and let them check it over before they head out on the road. I know we think we got it all handled, but sometimes with the road traffic as it is, it's good to be safe. But particularly if there's a shimmy going on in your car, you don't want to go that far with a car shimmy. So let them straighten that out for you. Ellenberg's Garage. It's a great place to go. Good number to call is 287-7996, and they'll have you back on the road safe and sound in no time. Now let's check in with Ruby Taylor in Oakland Community, Danieltown. Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. What's on your report?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle accident. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Madison Fox having a birthday, and hope she has a nice day. And then Mr. and Miss Jimmy Holland is having an anniversary. Hope they have a nice day. And the signs are in the knees today and tomorrow. And, Jim, that's all I got.
Ruby, you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Over at Washburn Store, we always love to go over there. Love good local community. I hope when our guests come in from all over the world and they're looking for some place to go and something to do, I know there's a lot to do over the Equestrian Center, but we want them to come here too and spend a little money here in our town. Tell them to go to Washburn Store. Yeah, they'll be impressed with that. It's a historically significant place. And right now at Washburn Store, you can find ladies and men's straw hats. If you're doing some work outside in the heat of the day, when that comes back to us, gets one of these straw hats, and very fashionable and very protective of the sun rays. So get those straw hats available at Washburn Store. They have a few tomato and pepper plants left. So head on over to Washburn Store between Bostic and Sunshine and the Bostic Sunshine Highway. And while you're there, be sure you go over to the candy counter and pick up some candy. It's always fresh at Washburn Store. All right, we want to check in now with Steve up at Rumbling Ball, who's been seeing a lot of excitement here in the past few days. Steve, how you doing this morning?
Well, we have seen enough excitement. Yes, sir. Doing better than yesterday and the day before.
Good.
So we've crested and we're hopefully coming down. We're at 69 degrees this morning. Looked out at the lake this morning and it's really muddy. All the water's been coming off the mountains and upper areas. A lot of clay in that water.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of silt now. But I guess that's another problem down the road. We still have a road closed on Buffalo Creek Road. That's far from being resolved. We have a power outage issue on Interquell Ridge area that's impacting at least 25 homes and probably beyond that. Duke Power was out there all night, restored, resolved 75% of the problem, and they didn't have the parts for the last issue, so the midnight shift went home, and they'll come back a couple hours. They should have power for those that are listening up there. I've been getting a lot of inquiries. Talked to an officer this morning from Lake Lure, and they still have those roads blocked from the beach to Esmeralda, and there's boulders in some of the streets and stuff. I mean, they got a lot of cleanup to do. Power lines were laying down on the ground as of yesterday. I don't know.
I saw some pictures. Look like mud's really several feet deep there as well on the main street of Chimney Rock Village.
Yeah, they certainly have a lot of cleanup to do. It's definitely, and I've seen some of the video on and streaming from Facebook where the water level came up to the edge, bottom of their businesses on the Rocky Broad there. So hopefully there's not too much problems from that, but I haven't received any reports, so I don't know.
I wonder how the campgrounds are doing there around the Chimney Rock Village and Lake Lure.
Oh, yeah, they were evacuated, of course. The campgrounds were definitely evacuated 2 days ago, and, yeah, I'm sure they got some major issues to contend with. They were they were definitely underwater. So sounds like we dodged a bullet. Came real close to being just a catastrophe. So when I say dodged a bullet, hopefully we got a half-inch of rain last night, so hopefully we won't get large amounts of water today.
It seems to be diminishing for the rest of the week. It's going to get lower and lower percentages of rain, so perhaps it's getting behind us now.
That would be a good thing. We need to dry out for sure. A lot of repair work to do, cleanup work to do, a lot of golfing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I suspect the courses are pretty soggy, aren't they?
They are. It's pretty ugly. But in terms of sogginess, I don't see any major damage on our courses. So let's we'll see what we can dig up out of all of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of mud.
Yeah, I bet you. We only have one road closed inside and around our resort, so we feel fortunate about that. So we removed a big boulder, a 1,300-pound boulder from the road yesterday that fell down in front of somebody's house on a road. So when I say we, I wasn't involved in it. Took a backhoe
I saw
up there and removed it, and that will probably be a decoration in somebody's yard here in about a month or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures of one of the campgrounds up at Lake James. A fellow he was showing me his camper. The water was up to the door. And he said, my camper's gone. It's all inside. And he showed pictures of his neighbors. And he said that whole camping area, everybody was probably going to lose their campers.
Wow.
Well, I thought, well, at least you didn't lose your life, and that's a good thing.
That's always good. That's always good. Yeah, you can't recover from that. Property is just a temporary setback.
Yep.
So
we can replace that many times. Our lives are much more important.
Exactly. Don't take those risks that you shouldn't take.
Yeah. Steve, I do appreciate you keeping us posted, and we'll check back in with you next time. And you be safe up there.
We'll try that, and thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's the Rumbling Ball reporter Steve there at the Gatehouse Security Gate, 27 now past 7.
Stop into Save-A-Lot Grocery and save big money every day. Choose from a variety of name brand merchandise at incredible low prices. Save big on fresh meats, vegetables, pastries, frozen foods, deli items, and so much more. They are located in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's Save-A-Lot Grocery Store in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com. We'll check in now with Sue Price over in the Cherry Mountain Fire District, see what's happening. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jim.
It's bright and cheery over there, beautiful sun shining and all that good stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Somewhere the sun's shining, but not here.
Yep, somewhere it is.
Oh, goodness, somewhere it is. Maybe one day we'll get some. It's good to hear that some of the rain's getting gone. And things will be able to be clearing up some. Boy, there's a lot of work to do, though, isn't there? To get everything cleaned up around. But maybe the people will get back into their homes pretty soon. We hope so. Let's see, I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I don't have a single birthday or anniversary on my calendars today, so this last day of May doesn't have anybody that I have on my calendar celebrating. That we have anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary, we'll have a real good day. And in my announcements, the Hollis School reunion coming up Saturday, June the 2nd at Big Springs Baptist Church Family Life Center. And everyone's invited. If you ever attended Hollis School, grammar school, high school, whatever, you're invited to come. The center will open at 3 p.m. and the meal will be served at 5 p.m. The cost of the meal is $11. And I don't know if you can still get in on that or not, but you can call Robert Shuford at 704-434-6026 and check about that. But come on out anyway and enjoy the fellowship. Concord Baptist Church will have a special evening event out Thursday, June the 14th, at the Church Fellowship Hall. We invite you to join us for a big barbecue dinner and a wonderful evening of entertainment featuring Bill and Maggie Anderson from Galax, Virginia. And let's see, the dinner is only $10 and no charge for the entertainment. No reservations required. Seating is limited. For more information, you can contact Concord Church at 828-245-6130. And that'll be a good night out. And I believe that, our church will be having our memorial homecoming Sunday. That's at Duncan's Creek Presbyterian, and everyone's invited to come. Be a picnic lunch afterwards, and Reverend Drew Tomberlin will be our guest speaker. And so far, I guess that's the only announcements I have, Jim. It's just quiet and calm over here right now and not raining, and that's a good thing. We're looking for a good day and a good weekend, and I hope you and Faye will have one.
Thanks very much, Sue. Enjoy your day as well, and be safe, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye. Bye-bye.
32 minutes after 7 o'clock here at WCAB. The popular tourist areas like Rutherford County, like Bat Cave, Chimney Rock, and Lake Lure have been hit very hard by mudslides and flooding. Storm response team from the North Carolina Department of Transportation, local fire departments, utility crews, and operators of the county's dams have been working around the clock trying to make roads passable again. At one point, Lake Lure had more water coming into it than going out. Floodgates on the dam were open, which led to Lake Lure being at its lowest level in recent memory. From Chimney Rock up to Bat Cave, several landslides have Memorial Highway closed in both directions. Right downtown in the city of Chimney Rock Village, the roads are just caked with mud. All the water flowing down the mountainside and over the roads is reaching the Broad River and all the other rivers and creeks in Rutherford County. The Rocky Broad River's average level of 3 feet has risen to 9 feet. Many have left for higher ground in local shelter and surrounding communities, which is smart. So they are moving out in some sections. There are still quite a few roads closed in some areas in Polk County, US 176. That's where we've had so much problem in the past couple of weeks. Between Harmon Field Road and Ozone Road, it's been closed. Probably they hope to maybe get that one back open maybe today. Howard Gap Road near Columbus is closed. John Watson Road near Columbus is closed. Abrams and Moore Road near Columbus. Womack Road near Columbus. Cox Road east of Columbus. Cox Road over there near Cleghorn, that's been closed due to flooding conditions. Holbert Cove Road closed, and there's still a lot of those kinds of things that are happening. McDowell County has some roads that have been closed as well because of the water and the mudslide up through there. US 221 north of English Road closed due to a landslide. They don't have an estimated date of opening yet. NC 226 north in Woodlawn closed. US 70 closed due to high water until today. They hope to get that one open to local traffic. Greenlee Road West closed. Peppers Creek Road, NC 80 Buck Creek Road is closed due to landslide. Probably not till June 6th before they get that one open. Mill Creek Road closed due to road damage until June 13th. Parker Paget Road washed out, closed until June 13th. Catawba River Road washed out, closed until June 20th. Graphite Road above the SUW's camp closed. Lytle Mountain past Davis Drive closed. Unknown estimated time of repair there. So there's still a lot of roads out there that's closed. So just be careful as you're out and about traveling and watch out for those kinds of things. And just obey and honor the road crew when they tell you to detour. Just go ahead and detour. Meanwhile, if you are in the place where you're beginning to lose your hearing, you're beginning to recognize that you're having to ask somebody to repeat themselves over and over again, or you're having to turn the television radio volume up louder and louder, or you just seem to be withdrawing from the conversation because you recognize it's difficult to hear. Why don't you do something wise and call Miracle Ear and get a free hearing test done? Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear will be glad to do that for you. No cost, no obligation whatsoever. The phone number is 828-368-4126, 368-4126. And you know who you are. You know that your hearing is beginning to wane, but there's something that can be done about that. They've got some great hearing instruments. And remember, hearing loss is much more noticeable than a hearing instrument. Check with Miracle Ear. Again, that phone number is 828-368-4126. Upstate Union Mills is our next stop. And Brenda Kelly's on the phone to give us an update from up there. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this terrific Thursday morning?
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I don't
good.
see any rain.
It ain't
out
raining
there.
right now.
That's right. my swimming pool in front of my door is gone.
Well, that's good. You don't need that in front of your door, do you?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to
But
get.
we hope everybody's doing okay this morning and making it through all this rain and mudslides and floods and everything else we've had. It's just been terrible. But I think we're about to see the end of it.
I do too. I believe we're about to come to the finals of it, and hopefully we'll have smooth sailing for the rest of the summer.
I hope.
Rain here and there just to keep things together, but no flooding and no hot, dry spells.
Yeah, but all this rain we've had, we may not get no more rain till next year. Can't never tell. But they had a power outage out in Union Mills yesterday. I know my son and my nephew was without power. They live over there beside Bailey's store, and they said even the Dollar General down there next to the high school didn't have power either. So
really?
I don't know what caused it, but it must be back on this morning. I hadn't heard any different. So, but I know it's aggravating when you ain't got power or
really
you ain't got water.
It really is. You just find yourself automatically going to the light switch to flip a switch on and know the power's off.
Yeah. But I've got 68 degrees on the front porch. We just had 0.2 of an inch of rain yesterday. And birthdays today, I've got Kobe Calhoun, Ron Jacob Harris, and Linda Robert. I don't have anything on Round Hill, so we hope these people have a great old big day on their special day. And Ima Jean called me yesterday evening and asked me to announce this. The Singing Cooks will be at Gilkey Church of God Friday night, June the 1st at 7 p.m. And of course, I asked about Bob, and she said he was doing okay, but he wasn't ready to get back on the radio just yet. But she said she brought him home Saturday, so he didn't have to stay long, did he?
That's great. I'm glad he's home. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody does better at home, or I think so.
I think so too. Yeah, nothing like being in your own home.
That's exactly right, in your own bed. That's right. But we just hope he'll continue to improve and get better.
Too bad we don't have those doctors that used to come to your house and work on you and tell you to stay in bed. We don't have any door-to-door doctors much anymore, do we?
No, sure don't. I can remember years ago, Dr. Ernest Jelton come to our house to see my little sister. She was sick, and I remember that it was an emergency, and he come with his pajamas on, put his suit, pants, and coat on top of them. I can remember that just like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
But no, they don't do that no more. You have to go to them if you're lucky enough to get an appointment.
Yeah, really.
You can't just go in the doctor's office no more. You know, used to, if you're sick, you could go to the doctor's office and they'd see you. Now you got to have an appointment.
I like to have a doctor like Doc on Gunsmoke. I want one of those doctors.
There you go. But I don't know of anything else going on up here. It's just short, sweet, and quiet. So we like it like that.
All right. Well, keep up the good work up there then, and we'll check in with you next time.
Okay, catch you later.
Bye.
Get ready for those hot summer months driving with a stop at RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue. The Express Inspection Station gets you back on the road and keeps you legal. Speedy Lube has 2 lanes to serve you, gets you in and out in no time, vacuum your car while the oil is being changed, air conditioner checked, transmission flushed, wiper blades replaced if needed, even a top-of-the-line car wash, all at RS Speedy Lube and Inspection Station, Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Take care of that car and have a safe trip.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the state of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Well, across the road here at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supplies, they can help you if you've got some kind of drainage problem or you got some erosion problems going on. They got some things that'll help you with that. So talk with them sometime today, pretty soon. Also, look around. They are a wide variety of things. They have plenty of propane. They got fertilizer, special prices on fertilizer right now. And you'll find also that they are the authorized dealer from Mantis Tillers and authorized dealer from Mary Tillers, now in stock. So stop by over there and see what they've expanded and growing so fast. And always plenty of mulch. If you need mulch by the bag or by the scoop, they can handle that for you as well. And the authorized dealer for Greenworks, commercial Kills All, they've got those as well. Anything for outdoors, anything for your pets, anything for your landscaping, they've got it ready for you at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supplies, 188 Whiteside Road in Rutherfordton. Always good to stop by and see old Brother George over there. It's always fun to stop and drop in Boston, too, and talk with Audrey Allman, the manager over there, because she always has good food news over there. Audrey, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. You didn't get washed away, I take it. That's good.
No, not yet anyway. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. But since you're on the subject, I would just like to say, Jim, this morning from all our drop-in family members and family and friends, we would just like to say, you know, our hearts go out to all our neighboring counties that are struggling right now, and, you know, and our prayers are definitely with them.
Good. That's good, encouraging. I appreciate you saying that. And we want to also thank all those rescue folks and firefighters and all those folks who've been out there on the scene. Thank them for what they do.
That's right.
What's for breakfast this morning?
All righty. Well, this morning we're still running that liver mush biscuit one more day for this month, you know, with the month ending for 99 cents. And that is at all of our drop-in stores. And but we have now country ham back there. We have gravy and biscuit. We have the good chicken biscuit, too, also this morning. So just anything anybody would want, Jim.
Well, you know, it looks like the weekend's going to be fairly decent, and folks they've been in the cabin fever so long now they may want to get out and do some grilling outdoors. You got anything that help them along the way to do some grilling this weekend?
Well, yes, we do, Jim. We're running our center cut pork chops on sale right now for $1.99 a pound. You know, that'd be good to throw out on that grill. And we got your ground chuck. We have chicken breast. We have the chicken tenders. Just about anything you may want back there.
Pretty good price.
In the meat area.
Pretty good price on your propane, too, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir, we do. And, you know, we'd just like for everybody to stop on in and pick up some to go with their grilling. And we have our fresh produce that came in yesterday also. And, you know, just good salad mix or lettuce, whatever, to make those salads, too.
Formerly Sammy's, now the drop-in store there in Bostique, right across from the post office. And Audrey Allman is a manager over there. She got a great team working with her, and they'll make you feel welcome anytime you go in over there. Audrey, listen, thank you, and you have a great weekend.
Hey, you do the same, Jim.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Well, if you got some beautiful furniture like from the Recliner Center over there, you don't want to sit that on that old ugly carpet in your house, do you? No. You want to go by Southern Carpet and get some new carpet. Some beautiful, beautiful carpet. Nothing compares to the personalized in-store attention you get when you go in the door there at Southern Carpet. They got a long-lasting tradition of quality. They got more on hand, ready to install high-quality floor products than anybody else. And you can reach them by going by 1512 West Main Street across the North State Gas Company. You can phone them at 245-0310, or maybe get some good-looking pictures of what it might look like in your house by going to the website, southerncarpet.net. Or check them out on Facebook. Get some new carpet put down and new furniture to put on top of that. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Olmsted Plumbing. Since 1973, the Olmsted family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Olmsted Plumbing at 245-7302. Now we want to check in over at Ellenboro and see if Luther's got everything under control over there for us this morning. Luther, good morning. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Having a good time on a cloudy morning.
Yeah, good. You might get to dig in the dirt today.
I'm waiting on some more rain.
Shut your mouth.
May get some more today. But hey, we're going to have a good time down there anyway. It's starting out a good day. I got up, got my boots on, and everything's going good. But it's quiet down there. I had to talking about 6 o'clock this morning. Had a car accident down here on just west of Villabur. Not west, but east of Villabur. And they're just outside city limits. And this is part of them. They had a tree down and 2 medical calls. And other than that, things been quiet. Just nothing going on down here. Well, we had birthday to Farrell Hamrick. He's had a birthday day. He's barkeep up for the city. Says Grandpa Farrell, wish him a happy birthday. And I see nothing else going on down here, Jim. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Luther, I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.
Right, take care now.
That's Luther reporting out of Ellenboro this morning, leaving us time for a birthday party for everybody celebrating on this last day of May, May 31st. If you are celebrating a birthday, call that in to us now. Birthdays and anniversaries will be accepted, and all those that are called in will be in the drawing for some delicious Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Call now, 287-3356. Meanwhile, if you're tired of the optometrist that you've been going to, or you're not being treated right, if you feel like they're not taking good care of you or don't have enough time, they recommend Tri-City Optometric Eye Care. If your vision is important to you, then who you trust your vision care to should be important. And Dr. Troy Tevis, owner and operator of Tri-City Optometric Eye Care in Rutherford, it's a locally owned business, locally owned, locally run, and he's been voted best in Rutherford County 3 years in a row. Dr. Tevis understands his patients' needs and concerns, and he spends time with you explaining what's going on. Tri-City Optometric Eye Care offers full-service eye exams, contact lenses, emergency eye treatment, quality affordable eyewear, and hundreds of fashionable frames. And the friendly office staff, they'll be glad to file any Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross, United Healthcare, March Vision, iMed, just to name a few. And Dr. Tevis is now accepting new patients, so call and make an appointment, 288-8662. That's 828-288-8662. And Tri-City Optometric Eye Care will take care of you. You'll feel good about this decision. They're located at 337 North Main Street in Rutherford. Dr. Tevis also has an office located in Tryon at 486 South Trade Street there in Tryon. So if your vision is important to you, who you trust your vision care to should be important as well.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Well, be sure you call your birthdays in. We're taking those right now. We'll have those announcements coming up here in just a few moments. But let me tell you that if you are looking for a really new, dependable, I guess I could say versatile as well, grill for your outdoor needs this summer, spring and summer, go by Hinton Building Material. They're now stocking Traeger grills. They have the Elite 22 series in stock, and they have a bundle on sale for Father's Day. And that's all you need to get started. You've seen those grills maybe on infomercials on television. This is a pellet grill that you can grill, you can broil, you can smoke and bake on, all that in one. They have a demo set up there. They cooked some the other day, really hassle-free and easy to cook on. They could be glad to demonstrate that for you. Go by Henson Building Material. They're more than just a lumber yard, as we've told you. They got a great selection of Georgia boots, and they're specially priced right now. Now these Traeger grills, just what you're looking for. Versatile, attractive, and you'll have one in your home, and you'll say, man, I wish I'd have got a hold of this sooner. Go by and talk with Darren and his team over there at Henson Building Material, Duke Street, Forest City, and have a fun time cooking out this summer with the family. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to Jamie Hawkins of the Shiloh community. Also, we want to wish Scott West of Rutherford today happy birthday. Ricky Fowler, who's turned 60. Austin Hammond, 24, over in Sunshine. Robbie Coffey, 52, in the Chase community. Colby Calhoun, 7, over Green Hills, student at Lake Lure Classical Academy. Ricky Bumgarner, 55, over in Golden Valley. Kristen Green, 25, over in Spindale. Paul and Diane Wilson celebrating an anniversary. And Jeanette Wall also celebrating today. So I want to wish all these folks a great old big happy. And Colby Calhoun, we mentioned, Ryan Jacob Harris, and Linda Roberts. We want to wish a happy birthday as well. We'll find out who's going to win the donuts here in just a moment. And congratulations going out to Kristen Green of Spindale. 25 today, won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Congratulations. Kristen, will have that certificate over here for you. Stop by and pick that up. Enjoy the donuts. Now stand by for the third hour of the morning wake-up call here on the Mighty 590. We've got guests coming in here in just a few minutes from the Varsity Owls organization. We'll talk about the Owls. The game tonight will be broadcasting, plus the season coming up. Then at 8:30 this morning is Dr. Bob in the Blue Room, taking your questions on how to live healthy naturally.
I'm Mike Rayleigh. Areas of western North Carolina that have received as much as 20 inches of rain in the past 2 weeks could get even more. State Emergency Management Director Mike Sprayberry told reporters in Raleigh there has been a concern about dams in the region.
Those dams have been holding up pretty well, but they have had some challenges, but we're watching them closely. And we're also ready to deploy damage assessment teams as soon as we move out of the response phase.
Flooding and mudslides caused widespread damage in McDowell County into Wednesday, prompting a state of emergency. Tony Capley tells WRAL-TV it's been a rough going.
It was getting kind of scary because we had heavy downpours and then it stopped and heavy downpours, but everyone around us, they had to evacuate because they're next to the Catawba River, and it overflowed. The bridges are gone, little bridges that connect, Private Drive into the main road. They're gone.
Tomorrow marks the start of the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season. National Hurricane Center specialist John Cangelosi says last year's tracked forecasts were the most accurate ever, thanks in part to new weather satellites that transmit high-definition images to the ground.
The new satellites are, of course, helping, but I think we're going to see more benefit from those in the years to come. We're just really learning how to use these, so the benefits are coming. I think we got ways to improve even more.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is gearing up this morning to hold what is being billed as a full day of meetings with North Korean diplomats. CBS News correspondent Laura Podesta has details.
In a North Korean border village, a U.S. ambassador is working on the agenda.
So far, the readout from these meetings has been positive, and we'll continue to move forward in them.
And in Singapore, a U.S. delegation is working on protocol, security, and logistics.
A Lee County high school student was arrested on Wednesday afternoon after knives, a gun, and ammunition were found in his car. You're listening to NCN News.
First place in election reporting, first place in editorials, another honor for news enterprise reporting. Carolina Journal earned all 3 awards from the North Carolina Press Association. When Carolina Journal watches government, people pay attention. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Who is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association?
We're dedicated educators, coaches, and mentors.
We are over 200,000 student athletes.
We are 413 member high schools from small towns and big cities, anywhere from Murphy to Manteo.
We're your neighbors and friends that put on the striped shirts and officiate the games you love every week.
We are making a difference in building leaders of communities and this nation for the next generation.
Who are we? We are high school. We are the NCHSAA.
Lava from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is spreading to new areas, and tensions are on the rise in the local communities. Carter Evans is in Pahoa, where some residents are ignoring evacuation orders.
Those dams have...
It was getting kind of scary.
The lava flows are unrelenting and unpredictable. Ongoing tensions at Leilani Estates may have contributed to this shooting incident Tuesday.
I live here!
61-year-old John Hubbard is now under arrest, accused of opening fire and allegedly assaulting a neighbor who came to check on his property. And the crisis continues. Lava has already overrun the main road, Highway 132, leaving people in about 500 homes and vacation rentals with just one escape route left.
At a General Assembly press conference, lawmakers unveiled the HOPE Act, the Heroin and Opioid Prevention and Enforcement Act. North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein said,
"We're in the midst of this crisis, and solving it won't be easy. But if we work together and constantly strive for new ideas to attack the problem, to reduce both the supply and the demand for these drugs, we can turn the tide on it."
Election districts for Superior Court judges in North Carolina's largest county would be retooled in response to a decade-old legal ruling and legislation that cleared one General Assembly chamber yesterday. What's the best job to have this year?
The ongoing shift towards STEM professions propelled genetic counselor to the #1 spot on the list, says editor Kyle Kensing.
It does sort of speak to the fact that our job market is right now really going under quite a major evolution.
On the other end of the spectrum,
the worst job was actually taxi driver. And in years past, it's unfortunately been newspaper reporter.
Which ranks below being a pest control worker. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB sales department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. President Trump taking on the role of consoler-in-chief today.
President Trump travels to Houston, Texas, where he will meet with the families of the victims from the deadly school shooting at Santa Fe High School, where 10 were killed earlier this month. He then attends a fundraising luncheon in town before heading to Dallas for another dinner fundraising event. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, the White House.
There are last-minute discussions in Paris between American and European trade negotiators, with the U.S. set to put new tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Europe. They could be announced as early as today. In New York, the talks are all about North Korea and the possible summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. ABC's Martha Raddatz says the Secretary of State is sitting down again with one of Kim's top lieutenants.
The two men will continue those high-stakes meetings today, but last night it was dinner high above New York City, with Pompeo making a point of saying they dined on American beef. The man Pompeo is meeting, Kim Jong-chul, had to get a waiver to enter the U.S. because he is on a sanctions list.
More trouble for Sears. Here's ABC's Michelle Franzen.
Jobs on the line at Sears stores nationwide. The company announcing it's shuttering 72 more locations after reporting a $424 million net loss for the first quarter. The department store, once the anchor at shopping malls, has been struggling year after year due to mounting debt, changes in consumer spending, and online sales.
Manhunt in Tennessee after the murder of a sheriff's deputy. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
The suspect has been identified as 31-year-old Stephen Wiggins, and authorities say he has a long criminal record. In fact, he was wanted on a warrant for assault and theft stemming from an incident that happened the day before the deputy was killed.
Hawaiian officials are ordering more evacuations on the Big Island. Lava from the Kilauea volcano is cutting off more and more roads. You're listening to ABC News.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055 for free information. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055.
A Texas man is now accused of running a lucrative counterfeiting operation out of his home. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
In 2018, forgers need only some household cleaners to scrub the ink from $1 bills, for example, a real $100 bill, and a color copier.
The first bill was seen in early 2016.
Says an undercover detective who's investigated a major case in Houston.
It just flooded in after that, so for at least 2 years, he's been making these bills.
He is Tuku Baby Siafa. The 35-year-old is in custody on 2 counts of forgery, with more charges likely. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Negotiations in the Middle East have tamped down the latest flare-up of violence between Hamas and Israel.
Both Israel and Hamas showed restraint, avoiding steps that could have led to a war. Hamas held off on firing mid- and long-range rockets. Israel carried out its airstrikes on unmanned terror sites like weapon warehouses. Both sides are claiming victory, but what they won is beyond the battlefield. Israel can now focus again on Iran in southern Syria, and a weakened Hamas has regained some stature among Gazans. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
For the first time, shipments of smartphones actually declined slightly in 2017. A new report finds sales trackers say they stalled growth is due to falling prices and the fact that more people around the world already own smartphones. This is ABC News.
Can you remember the last time you had a great night's sleep? How you felt the next morning? More energized, more alive. Feel the difference of deeper sleep daily with the new Tomorrow mattress. Designed by the world's leading sleep experts at Serta Simmons Bedding and delivered right to your door. Learn to love your bed. Use promo code AWAKE at tomorrowsleep.com for $200 off when spending $500 or more at tomorrowsleep.com.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
We are starting our Thursday morning off with a lot of cloud cover. Later this afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy. It's very warm. It's very humid. Feeling quite tropical still. The high in the mid to upper 80s with scattered showers and storms. Now, some of those will linger into the evening, then die down. It's partly to mostly cloudy overnight. The low in the upper 60s to about 70. And then tomorrow, it's a warmer day. Still very humid. Partly cloudy. The high in the upper 80s to low 90s. And our storms form later in the day and into the evening. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Mike. We are looking for a day without rain today. Looks like we may get a possibility of maybe a late afternoon shower. Getting up to about 89 for a daytime high with a heat index. Then tonight, about a 40% chance of showers again and 67 for a low overnight. Well, there's rain in the forecast every day all the way through next week, but it starts diminishing as the weekend falls in. And perhaps by the weekend, we may not have any rain at all. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe they can get some of these roads open. Rutherford County is still experiencing about 105 people without power up in the Lake Lure, Chimney Rock area. McDowell County, about 641 people, homes rather, without power. And Buncombe County had about 210. There was a water main break at the VA hospital up in Otene, and they're saying if you have an appointment there at the VA center, call ahead to make sure everything's okay. It was not weather related. It happened to happen inside the building. So they are having a water problem there with the water line. So just call them if you're on your way there to make sure that it's okay for you to come on. And please watch the roads wherever you go. There are still a lot of roads that are flooded out and washed out and no traffic flowing. Just watch those and be careful where you're traveling this morning. Again, 71, cloudy and 71 degrees here at WCAB in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road. Congratulations to Kristen Green of Spindale. Kristen's 25 and won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Granny B's. I've got guests in the Blue Room with me, and we'll talk to them right after this.
Hey, what you working on?
Only the most magnificent scratch-off ever. It's as big as a castle. Well, almost. With 44 chances to win and $1 million top prize, it has to be big and magnificent. I present the Big Crown Jewel of Scratch-Offs, the game of giants whose enormous size hold 4 games encrusted in jewels, the bestower of 44 chances to achieve victory, and the givereth of a $1 million top prize.
Wow, rubies, emeralds, sapphires, diamonds? What's it called?
The Crown Jewel of Scratch-Offs, the game of giants whose enormous size...
Maybe we just call it Crown Jewels.
Well, that could work.
The Big Crown Jewel Scratch-Off from the North Carolina Education Lottery. 4 games, 44 chances to win, and a $1 million top prize.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning, including break-even prizes, are 1 in 3.32. Approximate odds to win the top prizes are 1 in 1.2 million. $1 million annuity prize with lump sum cash value of $600,000. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
When does the future begin? At Duke Energy, we say now. That's why we're investing in tomorrow's stronger, smarter energy future. Today. Like a resilient power grid that can withstand storms not yet on the radar. Meters that show your energy use so you can adjust and save before your bill arrives. And a smarter grid ready for tomorrow's clean energy breakthroughs. We're Duke Energy, and we're building your smarter energy future today. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
And we're glad to have you with us this morning. We're glad to welcome in our studio this morning a couple of young gentlemen with the Forest City Owls. They're off and running already this week and having a great time doing it. Adam Vorsell, is that right? Verzal is with me, and Will Dowling is with me. And Adam is the play-by-play guy that you'll be hearing on the radio even tonight. Adam, welcome.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Sure. And we'll talk with you in just a few moments. Let me, first of all, Adam, tell our listeners a little bit about your background. You'll be doing the play-by-play. They'll be listening on the internet as well as on the radio with us from a few games. Tell us about your background.
So originally I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I go to the University of Tennessee right now. I'm a senior, 1 more year left, and I am a broadcast journalism major. As far as baseball experience goes, I never played growing up. I quit baseball at around 9 or 10 because I was awful at it. I moved on and played lacrosse, but baseball was kind of always a special part of me. I was a season ticket holder for the Atlanta Braves from 2008 to 2015. Got to see some pretty cool moments. Bobby Cox's last game, Chipper Jones' last home run, and I was actually the broadcaster for the Catawba Valley Stars last season, where I did 72 games for Coach Speaks down in Hickory, and Forest City actually opened up 2 games with Catawba Valley, and I remember getting a call from Speaks when I took the Forest City job, and he was just like, "Oh, I guess we'll see you next year then." And I was just like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Oh, we opened up with you guys," and I was just like, "Great, here we go again."
Well, we're glad to welcome you to Rutherford County and the Forest City Owls.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm already having a blast.
Well, let's talk to you just a moment. Put your mic there. Now, tell us about your area of responsibility with the Owls and where you're from.
So basically, I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I was born and raised in Atlanta. Like Adam, I'm a diehard Braves fan. I played baseball for 14 years. Played all outfield, played a little infield here and there, and pitched on relief. And like Adam, I'm broadcast journalism at UT in Knoxville. And for the Owls, I'll be the broadcast producer and color commentary for the live broadcast. And so basically my job is to flip the cameras. We're going to have a 2-camera setup in the game. We're going to have one in the booth with us and then one down on the third base dugout. So whenever a play happens, we'll switch between those cameras wherever the play is happening. And I'll be managing all the audio levels, making sure Adam sounds amazing like he already does. And just making sure that all the stats are in line, make sure we're saying all the right stuff, making sure all the pregame stuff, our ads, our commercials, and just making sure that we're sounding good.
Now, of course, WCAB will be broadcasting some of the games, but tell us about the broadcast, how that's set up. Folks can listen. Will they be able to watch it as well?
Yes, sir. So home games, it will be all us on TV or on stream internet, and radio will be all away games. So whoever's hosting said baseball game will be the TV broadcast. So if it's at home, the Forest City Owls have it. Say if it's in Lexington like tonight, it'll be Lexington's TV broadcast. But we'll be on the radio. Adam will be the lead broadcaster, of course, and I'll be color commentary. And you'll be able to see, or you'll be able to listen to tonight's game on our website at forestcityowlsbaseball.com.
Great. Well, we welcome you again to radio. Last year we had a great time with some of the seasonal games on the radio, and folks seem to enjoy that.
Yes, sir.
Adam, tell us what you're finding about the Owls team this year.
Well, so, through 2 games, one thing I'm really excited for this year is our starting pitching. We've had a lot of good arms come through in the first 2 games, including Bobby Hampton from Appalachian State. He pitched great in game 1. He went 4 innings, only giving up 2 hits, and he also had 2 strikeouts. And he gave the ball to Israel Cordero, Daniel Kite, who is a returning Owl, and then Dylan Phillips came in and shut the door in the 9th inning to get the save. And one thing I really liked about all 4 of those guys is they found ways to get out of jams, which is something you want from your starting pitching, because, the Owls they struggled a little bit hitting-wise in the first couple of games. They got a few runs in the innings, 3 in the first inning in game 1, and then 2 in the third inning in game 2, and that's pretty much, all they got. But it was really nice to see the starting pitching get out of big jams, and when Dylan Phillips came in game 1 and shut the door, I think he's going to be a really good closer if Coach Matt Reed decides to keep him at the closing position. And there's also a couple guys that we haven't seen yet, like starting pitcher Sean Hunley from the University of Tennessee. Sean was the Saturday starter for Tennessee last year, and his freshman year he posted a 2.26 ERA. So I think Forest City's going to have the best pitching staff in the CPL. It just is all going to depend if the bats get it going.
Well, I was going to ask you about the hitting. Pretty capable hitters this year?
We got a lot of good hitters. A couple guys that I'm really looking forward to seeing in action again first one is, first baseman Alex Reynolds, who's a returning Forest City Owl. He was batting 409, I believe, actually, in the CPL last year, and batted in the mid-300s. For Lenore Ryan his last college season. But then there's also a couple other guys that I really am excited to see, start playing CPL talent. Number 4, Jordan Eckerd, the right fielder. He's one of them. He had an RBI double in game 1, and then in game 2, as I look at my stats real quick, he had another RBI single. So he's another guy that you got to keep your eye on. Josh Center, who's the center fielder this year, he had a couple of base hits in both games. But the big owl that you need to look for this year is Alex Reynolds. In Game 2, he went 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. So.
Now, there are several Rutherford County players on the team this year, aren't there? Do you know those right off the top of your head who they are?
I know one of them is number 5, Kendall McGowan from Appalachian State. He's from the area, and right now he leads the team in stolen bases. He's got a really good arm out in left field. Haven't seen his bat wake up a little bit. He hasn't played Wooden Bat League in a while. So, I mean, he's just a freshman at App State. He still batted .230 for the Mountaineers last season, so that's still a pretty good feat to have, but he's also really good on the base pass because in Game 1, they had him in the 9 hole, and Game 2 they had him in the 8 hole, so you get that speed down in the bottom of your lineup, especially in the 9 hole, because I always like batting a speedster in the 1 hole, and then with a DH you have a speedster bat last, because when you have that, you have the ability to run with him in the bottom of the order and get him into scoring position for the 1, 2, 3, and 4 hitters.
Well, I know they do a lot of planning and preparation for different themes throughout the season. Can you give us some highlights on what's to be expected in terms of promotions?
So we have one big new promotion this year that is really exciting. So through a couple games throughout the season, I think it's either 4 or 6. I can't remember off the top of my head. Either 4 or 6 games. Our promotional schedule's online at forestcitybaseball.com. So if you want to, go check it out, you can. But it's the McCurry Deck $10,000 dice roll. And what happens is when you come in, you get a raffle ticket. And the raffle is announced at the top of the 8th inning. And if your raffle ticket is drawn, you get a chance to go on the field, and we give you 3 big dice. And when I tell you they're big, they're like, they're big like they're big. I can't really compare them to anything. They're bigger than a bread box, let's just say that. And they're labeled 1 through 5, and one side has the McCurry Deck logo on it. If you roll 3 McCurry Deck logos while following all the rules that McCurry Deck has given us, then you win $10,000. And even if you don't, if you don't win any, if you don't get a single McCurry Deck, you get some lottery tickets. You get 1 McCurry Deck, you get a $25 gift card. And if you get 2 McCurry Decks, you get some Owls gear and 4 tickets to an Owls game. And then, of course, 3 McCurry Decks logos, and you win $10,000. So that's gonna be a really fun one this year. Owl Mania is going to come this year. Ricky Steamboat and the Nasty Boys, the WWE, WWF legends, are going to be here. You don't want to miss that. I believe that's July 14th, I think so. July 14th, somewhere around that time is that. June 14th is our beer fest, where we're going to have some local breweries come in and with some new beers. We actually had a beer specially made for us, and we're calling it Who's On First, a little punny and a little Abbott and Costello. And then, of course, there's, fireworks for a couple more games. June 1st, our opening night against Martinsville is a firework night, and same thing with July 4th. I'm really excited for that one. 3 Bark in the Park nights as well, so, you bring your furry friends. And $2 Mondays, which we're really excited for as well.
We're running out of time quickly, but what do you know about the team we're playing tonight?
Lexington Blowfish, they've got a lot of D1 players, a lot of redshirt freshmen from Georgia, South Carolina, and Georgia Tech. And I had the chance of playing Lexington last year with Catawba Valley. In Catawba Valley, we beat them by 2 runs, and Forest City beat Catawba Valley this year 2 straight games. So I expect it to be a close game, but if the bats can just get it going, I've got no doubt that the starting pitching will get it done, and I think 3 or 4 runs can win this one.
Airtime 7:05 tonight?
Airtime is 7:05, weather permitting. Hopefully, we've had some bad luck with some weather lately, but we're going to do our best to get it in on time.
Will you make those games up at a later time, do you think?
Yeah. Well, we had a game canceled against the Charlotte Crushers. They're out of the CVSCL2, the same league that Catawba Valley is, and we're not going to make that game up because it was just a spring training game to get the guys going.
And again, let me remind you, we'll have that game on tonight. We'll be doing some of the away games, particularly with the Owls, and you'll hear Adam and Will both on the radio tonight. Be sure to join us at 7 o'clock, and we'll get to the air about 7:05. We'll have that game it's in town. We appreciate Adam Wersall and Will Dowling with the Owls here with us this morning to sort of give us a heads up on what to look for in the Forest City Owls this season. We wish them well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll be back with Dr. Bob Crummy here at 8:30 right after these words. Have you heard the 3 big lies about Medicaid eligibility? First, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your house. That's not true. Second, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. That's not true. And third, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. That's not true. Please call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Ken Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm for a free consultation and learn the truth about Medicaid and eligibility and nursing home care in North Carolina. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify and not lose everything you own. Call the Arledge Law Firm today at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherford. Again, that's 287-3338. Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325.
Hi, everyone. This is Amber McCraw at Smith Drugs of Forest City, North Carolina. I just wanted to let you know about some of the great items that we have in at the gift shop right now. We have just received a new line of a foldable street sneaker called Cruisers. Very comfy, easy to leave at the office. I also have a new line of loungewear that is a company called Hello Mellow. We have tank tops, long sleeve tees, shorts, and robes, all perfect gifts for Mother's Day. I have 2 left feet, which are super soft underwear for men and women, and socks with all kinds of awesome designs. Please come and check us out. We look forward to seeing you, and as always, have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Amber. Appreciate that very much. 21 now past 8 o'clock. Dr. Bob's in this morning at 8:30. Taking your questions. If you have a question you want to call in and do that now, we'll put you at the front of the list when questions are called in. Hey, if you've got a lot of land you want to sell, not to land itself, but the trees that are on there, if it's covered with trees, and you want to develop that land or just get rid of those trees, if you've got a bunch of it, call Bristol Industries. They'll buy all type of standing timber. Get a good price on it, too, from the company that's been in business over 30 years. They've served all of western North Carolina. If you have acres of standing timber, call Barry Ellenberg and Jacob Schuford. You might as well get top dollar for your trees, right? Jacob and Barry are trained in this business. All the loggers are insured, and you'll be dealing with a reputable company. Call Bristol Industries, Bridgewater Chip Plant at 828-584-3335. Again, that is Bristol Industries, Bridgewater Chip Plant, 828-584-3335. And Sheriff Chris Francis was on the radio with us earlier this morning, gave us a report from his department, and here it is again. Chris?
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 143 calls for service. There have been 11 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 183. Among those arrested, Timothy Philip Bryant, 37-year-old white male of Forest City, was charged with failure to appear and received a $1,000 secure bond. Aaron Blake Hudson, 31-year-old white male of Boston, was charged with larceny, received a $1,000 unsecured bond. Among the instances, we had a shoplifting at Dollar General on Oakland Road in Forest City. That is still under investigation. We also had a break-in and enter in Larceny, Maryland Drive in Forest City, where a Minecraft Edition Xbox One with controller valued at $440 was taken. 6 Xbox One games valued at $60, a Kodak digital camera valued at $300, and an RCA 7-inch tablet valued at $50. And Jim, that's what we had to report today, sir.
Thanks, Sheriff. I appreciate it. It was a young little girl over in down in Boiling Springs, North Carolina. The little girl was hurt when a car drove into the front of a Dollar General store Wednesday afternoon. It happened about 4:30 at the business on North Main Street, Boiling Springs. By 5 o'clock, customers who were in the store at the time were still milling around while first responders assessed the damage. According to law enforcement at the scene, the woman driving the SUV turned into the parking lot, lost control, and hit the gas pedal instead of the brake. Little girl was in the store at the time when a silver SUV plowed through the front door. Investigators say that multiple people were in the store at the time, but no one else was injured, and it looks like she was non-life-threatening injuries. So good for her.
Yes, me, I'm in love again. And the love is in you, no win. You know I love you. Yes, I do. And I'm you let your dog?
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The Washington Capitals beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights last night 3-2. Alex Ovechkin scored the go-ahead goal, and it evens the Stanley Cup Finals at 1 game each. Caps forward TJ Oshie says they all worked hard to get the win, especially after Evgeny Kuznetsov got hurt.
We just stuck with it. We had a lot of adversity out there that we had to battle through. The goal on my penalty, 5-on-3, some other stuff. A lot of guys stepping up and getting the job done.
The series now shifts to Washington for games 3 and 4. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight. It'll be the 19th consecutive Finals game that'll be played between the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors, the 4th time that the two teams are going head-to-head. Talking with sports writers on Wednesday, LeBron talked about going up against the Warriors. Again,
Golden State is one of the best teams I've ever played. It's one of the best teams that's ever been assembled. And then they added Kevin Durant. So what does that do to them? It even makes them even more dangerous and powerful and great. And for me as a competitor, it's fun.
And Charlotte native Steph Curry talked about the familiarity of going against LeBron for the 4th time. All at the same time, his supporting cast has changed considerably.
It's a weird kind of dynamic thinking about this is the 4th time in a row we've played Cleveland in the finals. Obviously, LeBron's still there, and he's the Mr. Everything for them, and especially in these playoffs to kind of, I guess I've said, will his team back here. He's the factor that you got to worry about and try to take the other guys out, too.
The NCAA has placed North Carolina Central on probation for 2 years because of certification errors that allowed ineligible athletes to compete. The school says the NCAA determined the errors involved 22 athletes in 7 sports, including football and men's basketball from 2012 to 2015. School officials say NC Central must vacate victories in the sports in which ineligible athletes participated. They did not say how many wins would be vacated, but did say they plan to appeal. This is NCN Sports.
Need to get some rest. This is the worst headache ever.
Right arm's all tingly all of a sudden. Must have slept on it last night.
I keep losing my balance. These old bones need some exercise.
Granddaddy, what you just said doesn't even make sense. It sounds like gibberish.
Signs like these could be more than what they seem. They could be a sign of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Sudden trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Baseball action yesterday. The New York Yankees stayed within 2 games of the American League East, leading Boston Red Sox after they beat the Houston Astros 5-3. The Bo Sox, they were sit winners over the Toronto Blue Jays 6-4 to keep pace in the division. The Cleveland Indians routed the White Sox 9-1 to complete a 3-game sweep of Chicago, and they keep their 4.5-game lead over Detroit in the AL Central. The Washington Nationals, they moved into first place in the NL East, and they're a half game ahead of Atlanta as the Nats shut out Baltimore 2-0. While the Mets down the Braves 4-1. Milwaukee's pacing the NL Central by 4.5 games over the Cubs. That following the Brewers' 3-2 win over St. Louis. And San Francisco, they edged the Rockies and trimmed Colorado's lead over second-place Arizona in the NL West to 1.5 games. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We are starting our Thursday morning off with a lot of cloud cover. Later this afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy. It's very warm. It's very humid. Feeling quite tropical still. The high in the mid to upper 80s with scattered showers and storms. Now, some of those will linger into the evening, then die down. It's partly to mostly cloudy overnight. The low in the upper 60s to about 70. And then tomorrow, it's a warmer day. Still very humid. Partly cloudy. The high in the upper 80s to low 90s. And our storms form later in the day and into the evening. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Mike May. 72 degrees. It looks like it might be trying to clear off a little bit out there. If the rain comes, it's going to be probably this afternoon, it looks like, according to a couple of weather apps I'm looking at, this afternoon weather. But we're getting up to about 84 for a temperature with heat index around 89 and a light breeze, 7 miles per hour. That same forecast pretty much in existence tomorrow, although it's a 50-50 chance of rain tomorrow. Saturday looks even better, 40% chance of rain on Saturday. And so it's downgrading from that day on. So we're looking forward maybe to a week of without so much soaking and flooding. We certainly hope so. But we'll keep our eye on the weather for you. And you can always check weather from our website if you want to go to that, www.wcab59.com, and check our weather forecast out from there as well. And again, right now, though, it's 72 degrees. Congratulations to Kristen Green of Spindale. Kristen is 25 today and won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. So congratulations to Kristen Green. The following program, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, is paid for by Dr. Bob Crummy. The opinions expressed on this program by Dr. Crummy are not necessarily those of the owner and staff of WCAB. You are invited to call your questions in live now to Dr. Bob at 287-3356. And now live in the studio, here is Dr. Bob Crummy. Dr. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Jim Bishop. It's great to be with you again in the beautiful blue room at WCAB.
Well, it's happy to have you here. Glad to have you here anytime on Thursday morning. We got to let folks know the phone lines are clear for calling your questions into Dr. Bob. He likes to take questions. He's the author of the book, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, and he'll draw from that as well as all the multi-books that he reads all the time, and got a storehouse of knowledge about living healthy naturally.
If I could just remember it all. But I just reread it when that happens. I've done a lot of traveling since we were here last time. I went down to a little town called Winnebago, North Carolina, and there was a governor from Winnebago, and he actually had a governor's mansion there.
Winnebago,
W-I-N-N-A-B-O-W, W-I-N-N-A-B-O-W, and it's about 10 miles south of Wilmington. It's in Brunswick County. Is that the one in there?
I believe it is,
yeah. But, I've had a great time. Oh, and I went to Dunn, North Carolina, visited my brother, stopped by Clinton, North Carolina to see my daughter.
Yeah.
In fact, my daughter turned 55 the 29th of this month. Now, it's hard for me to believe I have a daughter who's 55 years old. And then I think, well, I was 25 when she was born.
Yeah, yeah. It must be happening, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You got them stretched out all over the state then.
Oh, I did. It's great, too, to have children. I think I would really have difficulty if I didn't. Well, I have difficulty anyway, but I handle it pretty well. The biggest thing I missed while I was gone is I did not work out. And, boy, I've kind of paid for it because I'm beginning to feel stiff all over again, you know. This morning I went to Lifestyle, and I got there about 5 and worked out and got in the hot jacuzzi and all kind of things. And coming here, I just looked in the mirror at myself, and I saw this wild hair on my head. Didn't know what it was, and I thought, well, I better comb my hair.
Well, there's only about 25,000 people watching online on the internet this morning, so it won't matter.
Fantastic.
And about 50,000 listening on radio. So those listening on radio can't see you, but those on the line can see you. So.
I tell you, I look in the mirror and I wonder who that guy is. But it's kind of fun. I talk to him.
Yeah. And it's good to have kids. I guess if we'd have thought we'd had so much fun with our kids, we'd wanted more of them.
In fact, the son who picked me up and took me down there to visit is going to pick me up today, sometime after the show, and we're going to his place in Hendersonville, and all we're going to do today is watch video movies, and he's got a collection of them. He's a real whiz, Robbie Crummy, when it comes to computers and things like that. Had a computer shop for a while. I'm not sure why he doesn't do that full time, because he really loves things like that. But I'm looking forward to the new movies that come out.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Every now and then he'll send me a movie, and I'll watch it, and I wonder, why did the kid send me a movie like that?
You're very popular this morning. You're getting phone calls all over the place.
I am. You're going to have to call me later.
Does he have any damage up in Hendersonville with all the flooding?
Talk. What?
Do you have any damage in Hendersonville with all the flood damage that's been taking place?
I do not know. I haven't been up there, but I'm going to go up there, today. But, boy, aren't they really having the Lake Lure area and all the electricity out? Have they got that back on yet?
No. power's still off in Lake Lure area.
Mhm.
Part of it is they've got the road shut down. Can't travel through Lake Lure and Chimney Rock Village at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of questions to get us started if you want to. One of them has to do with your attitude. How do you stay so positive in your attitude?
I remind myself, and here's a good analogy. I took a course in hypnosis, and I learned about the power of suggestion. So if you tell yourself things, it's kind of sort of like an automobile. You crank the engine up. The engine's our brain. The engine doesn't care if you have it in forward gear, reverse, or neutral. And the same thing about your brain. It doesn't care if you give it positive thoughts or negative thoughts. It's going to respond to what you give it. So when you're feeling bad, if you simply say, it's a beautiful day and I feel wonderful, it's a beautiful day and I feel wonderful, you say that enough times and pretty soon that's exactly how you see it. The same thing, if you have trouble with sleep or anything, you just say, I'm going to start being able to go to sleep very easily. And then you make several positive suggestions like, the purpose of sleep is to recharge my battery. I'm going to wake up feeling great, feeling energetic. And I wake up every morning going 160 miles an hour. I feel so good. Ann used to get so, annoyed in a pleasant sort of way. Nobody should be that happy in the morning, she said. In fact, when she woke up, it was sort of just the reverse of things. So she would say, I feel so bad when I wake up that it wasn't worth going to sleep. I'm not going to go to sleep anymore because I have to wake up. But as a result of that, that helped our marriage a lot because I picked up a cappuccino every morning. And when I woke her up, I'd hand her that cup of cappuccino, and she thought I was the most wonderful thing in the world, waking up with a cup of cappuccino.
You were her prince.
Huh?
You were her prince.
That's right. That's right. And I miss her.
Yeah, I know dogs always wake up happy. They seem to, whether you feel good in the morning or not, the dogs are always happy. They jump around and playful.
But as the night gets here, I stop talking. I become a pumpkin. I'm just there and quiet, And I never set an alarm clock or anything. I just say to myself, I'm going to wake up about the time it starts getting light, and I always do. Except I wake up a lot to go urinate at night. But the beauty of that is that I feel so much better after I urinate, number one. And number two, when I get back in bed, it's just so easy to go to sleep. 1 minute, I'm asleep.
Along that same line of positive...
The power of suggestion. Just keep making it to you. Keep saying positive things. Every time you think a negative thoughts, say a positive one after that. Pretty soon the positive just overwhelms the negative. It may take a week. It may take just a day.
Yeah. I'm a great believer in the fact you can talk yourself into negative things or talk yourself into positive things. Yeah. Along that same line, can a negative attitude contribute to illness?
Yes, it always does. It always does. Mm-hmm. We get all illness means is my body is somehow out of balance somewhere. One of the systems in my body, when you think of the body, think of systems, like the cardiovascular system that controls blood circulation and, going to the lung, picking up oxygen, taking it to all parts of your body, bringing it back to the liver, filtering it and back to the lungs and let go with the carbon dioxide and take in the oxygen. Now, and then you have the digestive system. Your mouth to your anus, digesting food, this sort of thing. If you eat the proper nutrients, it's amazing how quickly you can correct any condition. And especially if you take something in on an empty stomach, like I'm a big believer in oregano now. In fact, if you need some oregano out there, I've got plenty in my yard, and I'll just cut you off of as much as you want, and this sort of thing. The other thing I'd like to kind of plug is this little thing, Preston is the fellow's name. Preston and Barbara run a Big Bamboo Tea Room, 252 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. And of course, they're open every day, but on Saturday, I go out there. He has a kind of open meeting for an hour from 3 to 4, and he'll teach you about herbs. He's a wonderful teacher, and not only that, he gives you a sample of tea, and it's amazing what the little tea, he can make the tea in 2 minutes. He'll show you how to do that. And then when you drink the tea, there's no more than an ounce. So help me, within 5 minutes, you feel better. Now, not that you were feeling bad to begin with, but you just have a more alert feeling, and a positive attitude.
We're talking about the same kind of thing. That kind of tea drinking, believing in that it's going to help you is another avenue of positive living healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I think parents can contribute to the attitude of a child by telling him, "You're not going to amount to anything. You're never going to pass that test. You're dumb as a rock." That creates that thing in their mind that makes them feel that way.
Boy, you hit the nail on the head. That is so true. And it's always a matter of, patting him on the back. Let me tell you, let me recite a little poem to you. One of my favorite poems, when I was, some years ago, I was a single parent for 5 years with 4 little boys, and I knew I had to learn something so that I wouldn't be so hard on them, in terms of demanding and so impersonal or whatever. Show them love and so forth. And so I learned this little poem. Hurry the baby as soon as you can. Hurry him, worry him, make him a man. Off with his baby clothes, on with his pants. Feed him on brain food and make him advance. Fill his poor head full of figures and facts. Keep on a cramming then until it cracks. Once boys grew at a rational rate. Now we develop a man while you wait. Get him in business and after the cash, all by the time he can grow a mustache. Make gold his god and its jingle his joy. Keep on a-pushing him until he has a nervous breakdown. Now listen, any time that I would get a little upset or whatever with them about anything, I would always recite that poem to myself.
Yeah.
And it helped me deal with them in a more realistic, healthy way.
Yeah.
And they've all turned out really well. Yeah. They're all married, they all have children, they all have something to do that they enjoy.
Yeah, every parent needs to think before they speak to those children, before they be careful what they say to them, because it registers.
Mm-hmm.
I talked with a young man one time years ago when I was in another field, and he had just gotten out of prison,
mm-hmm.
and he was trying to get on parole. And he said, "My dad used to tell me when I was growing up, said, you're never going to amount to anything. You're going to end up in prison one of these days." He said, "That's exactly what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up in prison." Because my daddy kept telling me,
mm-hmm.
"You ain't worth nothing. You're going to end up in prison."
And people who are very successful, very often, if you ask them, they'll give you a little story like that, but their parents said to them, "Hey, you can do anything you want to do.
Right.
You're a very smart lad, you can, and they would just be very positive in dealing with them and so forth. And, say I love you to your child a lot. Give them a little kiss, a little peck on the cheek. Come here, give me a kiss goodbye, and that sort of thing. Let's see. It was... That reminds me of a little story. I used to take the boys to school. I'd drive them to school, and I'd let them off, and I'd make them kiss me before they got out of the car, and this sort of thing. And my oldest son said, "Dad, you got to stop that kissing me. They're going to think I'm queer." And I said, "Listen, son, I'm going to kiss you every time I see you, and you get out of the car and say goodbye. Do you understand that?" And the interesting thing is now they're all adults, and so help me, when we see one another for the first time, we give a little kiss to one another, and when we part company, we give a little kiss. And it's kind of like, I forget to do that, but they do it. It's automatically with them,
Yeah. The lasting remembrance.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question that's been called in. A wart-like knot has appeared on the upper arm. Is there anything that will remove it or make it go away?
Yes, there are several things. Believe it or not now, you can actually take and kind of wash it off a little bit with Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. It's a liquid, and put a drop on it about every hour. If you put a drop on it every hour, the thing will kind of harden, it'll come to a head, it'll just drop off. You can do that with any kind of lesion, a wart, a little sore of any sort, and it works real well. But the key is, you think, that's silly, it's not going to do that. Actually, you can actually take an aspirin and put it on a Band-Aid and put a drop of water on it, and then put that on the little knot that's on your body. And if you'll keep it there, it'll dissolve and this sort of thing. But the aspirin actually has acetylsalicylic acid in it, and it will eat away at it, and it'll make it fall off too. And listen, that was true of skin cancer. If you have skin cancer, you can put it on it, and it'll disappear.
And the key is you got to do it.
Yeah, the key is you got to do it. And it's so silly. I mean, people say, "Oh, this is," they're looking for something, a magic pill or somebody to cut it off or something like that. The best way is to let nature take care of it, and you help it out by some herb or something you put on it.
That's the only question we have in this moment. I know you always come with a lot of information to pass on to us. So,
Well, the good thing I have is if you really want to get on top of things and to take control of your own life and learn about things, there's a small book you can get called The Power of Healing Herbs. And I'm going to give you the fellow's name and how you can get the book. You can get it basically by going to the computer and putting it into the search, write the name of the book down and the author, and it'll tell you where you can get it. Most of these things you can get from Amazon without any trouble. The Power of Healing Herbs by John Hennerman, Heinerman, John Hennerman. And the book generally costs about $2.30. It's a little, what do you call these little books?
Paperbacks?
Yeah, paperback. It's a paperback, and you can order all kinds of herbs in there. But the nice thing about it is he talks about healing herbs, and this guy gives you so much information. And not only that, he really has the credentials. He has a PhD in medical anthropology. Very few people have that, and he just travels throughout the world going to medical conferences about herbs and things, and he writes about them. And he writes about 50 herbs in here, and he tells you what they'll cure and all kinds of things. Anyway, it's a book really worth having. The Power of Healing Herbs by John Hennerman.
Let me hold that up in front of the camera so if anybody watching online, they can see that.
Oh, good.
Get that before I can get that up. There it is, right there.
Okay, now here's another book I want you to hold up, and it's called The Atlas of Natural Cures. If you really want a textbook about any kind of disorder, about a natural cure for that disorder, it's in the book. Now, this book is by a doctor also, Dr. Glenn Rothfield, Rothfeld, and it's called The Atlas of Natural Cures, and it is loaded with wonderful information. In fact, it's a thing I use when someone asks a question that we don't answer in here, and I'll go back and look it up. But here again, that comes from, you can get an actual newsletter regarding that, and the newsletter comes from Nutrition and Healing. That's the name of the, I guess the name of the company or whatever. And if you just type the Atlas of Natural Cures and Glenn Rothfield, with Rothfield you'll get a lot of good information because he works for the Nutrition and Healing, and that is the one that those two books you get, and I promise you could practice medicine better than 99.9% of physicians because we have no training in that at all. I think I had one lecture in medical school on nutrition. That's terrible. Yeah. It's so important now, But on the other hand, too, the sad thing about it is because of our eating habits, our food doesn't have the nutrients in it anymore. We prepare it and to make it tasty and puts things in to make it addictive and put things in to increase the shelf life and this sort of thing. You can buy something and keep it in your refrigerator and it'll taste just as good a year after you put it in as the day you put it in. And you think, what do they have in this to make it last like that, Anything else you put in there, after a week or two, you got to take it out or eat it or whatever.
I have another question been called in. What does one do for age spots? Age spots.
Age spots? Listen, you're going to be delighted with this because it is so easy. There's something called alpha lipoic acid. Alpha lipoic acid. And it is a substance that makes everything in your body work better, but it's also a way to get rid of age spots. I used to have them on my hand. Now, I'm 80, and look at the hand now. Of course, I've got a couple of bruises on there right now from my dog. But I used to have a lot of age spots on my hand. Holy mackerel, I have some bruises there now, don't I? Yeah. Well, I should have filled up the other hand, but I've got bruises on that too. But anyway, if you'll take, I had a lot of age spots, and one of my friends who's a chemist, I ran into him, we were talking, he said, Crummy, you've got all these age spots, you need to take alpha lipoic acid. And he gave me a bottle of it. I started taking it, and I didn't pay any attention except I just took it every day. And then about the end of the month, it was the first time I noticed my hands, and I said, hey, those age spots have gone away. Yeah. But I think another thing that would probably help is something called ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo, ginkgo. And what ginkgo does is it dilates the tiny little blood vessels in our body, and by dilating them, all the cells in our body start getting the oxygen and the sugar and the nutrients it needs to live and to do things.
Next question, what are your thoughts on terminally ill people using not FDA-approved drugs?
Oh, I think it's fine. Absolutely. Now, the other thing is this. I think that you're foolish if you don't, in your computer, or get somebody who's knowledgeable about the computers, do a search, and whatever condition it is you have that you're worried about or treating, put natural cures there or put herbal cures. And if you'll do that, you'll be absolutely amazed at the information you get. Also, if you can get on the list to get a Swanson vitamin catalog. They send it out about every 2 months or so. And they must have 30,000 substances that they can send out and so forth. And they have good quality, low price, and great reputation. And you know, if anything doesn't work, all you got to do is send it back and they refund your money. But the stuff really works. And people believe, oh, this really can't help me. And so they just, you know, it's kind of like there's a herb called yarrow, Y-A-R-R-O-W. And it's something you very seldom hear about. But if you have pain anywhere, yarrow is a good herb to take. And pretty soon you notice, hey, the pain's kind of gone. It's just like the person who asked about the age spots. You won't notice them. And if you take the alpha-lipoic acid every day, then all of a sudden one day you notice, hey, my age spots are gone.
Congress have just been working on it, and I think the president just signed a right to try a new pill that's not FDA approved for people who are sick. Is that a pretty good way to do that?
It's a great way to do that, and the reason it's a great way is because the pharmaceutical firms, the bottom line for them is a profit. And they're going to do anything to keep that profit. They literally make, anytime they come out with a new drug, now this was 10 years ago, so I'm sure it's changed a little bit, they make a minimum profit of $1.5 billion profit on every new drug that comes out. Lipitor, which Pfizer had, came out for, it's a statin drug, to lower cholesterol. They make $8 billion profit a year off of that one thing. Now, they'll do anything to maintain the market, to keep the market, you know. And so they put stumbling block ups to other smaller companies that are trying to get FDA approval. You know, in other words, they'll actually get someone to question whatever the product is that somebody's trying to come up with. But a lot of times, the physicians will find something that really works, but on the other hand, it's hard to get, you know, and a lot of times if you advertise that this is going to cure somebody, you're in trouble with somebody about that. You know, you aren't supposed to say things cure, like probably cherries cure so many people of so many things, but you can't say that cherries cure gout or cherries cure this and that. And it's really funny when they'll come out, and I guess if the FDA sends a letter to somebody, it sort of scares them. You know, I gotta get approval before I can do this. But celery is great for gout. Cherries are great for gout, and cherries are great for other things too. Like there's so many I don't even know. But you know, you'd be wise to eat cherries every other day. Make sure you're eating plenty of berries and stuff like that. And this is a good time. Pretty soon we're going to be getting them in.
Got about a minute left in the program, Dr. Bob. You'll wrap things up with words of wisdom.
Well, keep a positive attitude about everything. You know, that is probably. You know, let me talk about the best medicine. Exercise is great. Is very medicinal. Eating healthy food is very, very medicinal. A positive attitude, and you develop a positive attitude just by thinking it. You know, I'm going to start thinking positively. I'm going to develop the attitude about this, and it'll work. In fact, if you feel unattractive, look in the mirror, and I don't care how unattractive you might appear, if you keep telling yourself that you're beautiful, I love you, throw yourself a kiss, pretty soon you'll think you're the handsomest guy in the world, or gal. And listen, you'll carry yourself that way, and you will be that way. I read a book once called The Sensuous Woman. Did you ever read that?
No.
Well, this gal said, listen, if you passed me on the street, you wouldn't even notice me. You wouldn't look again. She said, but listen, men are so turned on by me, I can't see straight. And she said, I'm sensuous. In other words, I carry myself in a healthy kind of way, and I think positively about myself, and that is the most important thing about beauty, doing that. You can be the most beautiful person in the world, but if you don't feel that way, what good is it? Yeah. And you can be, listen, and we're all pretty. All human beings, really, you know. Yeah.
A lot to be said for that. Dr. Bob, thank you for being here this morning. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
I look forward to it too, Jim.
Meanwhile, keep a good, positive attitude.
Okay, I'll try.
We're doing North Carolina news already in progress.
Alex Little says the outcome of the grand jury was to be expected.
Once the criminal complaint was filed, the expectation was that an indictment would follow. It's very rare for a district attorney's office not to be able to secure an indictment in a case like this. The standard of evidence at this point is only probable cause, so it was absolutely expected.
The rip current risk has been lowered along